The Lydian Choir were doing a concert at Epworth Church, and it's just had £1 million spent on it. This is St Andrew's Church, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And I said to Ian Sharp, this space really needs a play, a religious play with some music in it.
And at that very point I was working on my own idea of dramatising Paradise Lost, and so reshaped it with something for a vehicle for the Lydian Choir, and something which would work well in a church.
Ian sent me a script and I read it and I thought, what a fantastic script, because he's kept Milton's language, for some of it for God and heaven and so on, but for the hell bits he's put the language into modern speak.
One prince of darkness.
I've got a track record of working with Sue. We did a really good project together in 2012 with Cycle Song, and I really love the idea of integrating the large-scale choirs and really beautiful music with acting, and the idea of doing Paradise Lost was a really exciting idea. So it was all those three things really that sort of brought me to the project.
We decided to commission some music, so we got a grant from the Arts Council and from North Links Council to do that, and here we are. We've got a play and we've got some music.
I'm currently a freelance performer. I've done a lot of performing in Eastern Europe, and I'm currently working on a solo show that's going to go on tour next year. Over 10 years ago I was in the Scunthorpe Cooperative Junior Choir under the guidance of Sue Hollingworth, and it's so lovely to be back in this environment, though it's been a real challenge this week because we've had such a mixture of wonderful creative people coming together to work in this beautiful church.
To do something like this in the local community I think it's fairly vital for the area, because there's so much talent that people don't necessarily know about. Everything's down in London. It's important that Scunthorpe itself is acknowledged as being a source of great talent.
Just seeing the different groups of people involved in it has been tremendous. Just seeing the young people from North Lindsey College, old professional actors, young professional actors, the Lydian Choir. It's been a fantastic experience.
Outside of education, I haven't really actually had any experience, so to speak. Ian, the writer of the performance, came into one of our sessions at college, and he was just asking for like volunteers to be in the chorus, and I was straight up for it because I love doing stuff like this. Even if you don't get anything out of it, it's experience at the end of the day.
I've never done anything like this before, and sort of working in this sort of environment, I just really like it. You learn quite a lot from seeing other people's acting, and then obviously there's those amateurs, and it is quite like the contrast in between it all and stuff. It's just, I really enjoy it.
And called me Sin. I'm Sin, original Sin. Why don't you come in and then we'll begin? Do you want sex or do you want money? Whatever you need, I'll help you, honey.
A lot of the community choir and people like that, they approach something with a real level of professionality. So really that's quite a false sort of distinction between community and professionals, because they both approach it with such a brilliant sort of amount of commitment, and so it's just people, artists trying to do really interesting work. We would like to make it into a full production. I think it's ideal for large-scale churches, and so I think we could do some fantastic things, especially well, for me as a director, sort of imagining and trying to sort of make real the images that Milton creates.
We'd like some more music, some more music written by Tim Sutton, first of all, so that it's a really through-composed score, that all the bits that we're improvising in at the moment that he actually writes for us. So we'd like some money to have some more music in the show. We'd like to get a grant to tour it in churches around North Lincolnshire, and down into Lincolnshire. We've got some fantastic churches with galleries and so on, which lend themselves to this kind of production.
And with me, persuasively have so prevailed, that I have also tasted
Thou hast eaten of the fruit that God forbids us. His only limit on us thou hast transgressed. What hast thou done, Eve?
Well, tonight's performance was really interesting. I think it was a great chance for us to show the text and show the music, and it was really interesting for me as a director to see it come to life on the stage.
Paradise Lost was quite an outstanding performance and suitable for any church, because it showed quite clearly the banality and the superficiality of evil, just as the events in Genesis portray. But it was shown with modern music and new dialogue and excellent drama, and I think it was very, very good indeed.
Audiences will really appreciate it, of all ages. I think that's what I really took away from it, is that although I don't know Milton and I don't know the story, it didn't matter because it appeals to everyone.
Yes, it was an amazing and compelling experience, even from the back row of the choir.
I really enjoyed the physicality and the choral bits, and looking forward to seeing more of them in the full production. I thought the idea of having Milton at the beginning of and the end to link the oppression felt in the Garden of Eden to the oppression that Milton felt, and then the oppression that we have in our lives, made it relevant, and I think that that's probably what theatre in the community should be.